good to have parachutes. Lots of parachutes are better than no parachutes, and even more parachutes are better than lots of parachutes. Dang it! Ladies and gentlemen, it is time your Lord and Master has decided to do some Kerbal Space Program again, because looky here, version 1.02.842 squad copyright 2011-2015 full version release, baby. Yes, it is time to send more Kerbals into space, and we shall do such things as these. Forthwith, start game. What ho? Female Kerbal. Yes, they've been added. Very good. End of conversation about that. As you all know, this is Mr. Highlander. My fraggy. Flag, where you is? Flag, what do I want to be? What shall I do? I must pick Jeb's Junkyard. That's where I fly. Jebediah Kerman, the leader and the best, finest Kerbal man you'll ever see. Jeb runs a junkyard, and in his spare time makes the spacecraft fly. What the heck? All right, let's do a custom. Let's look around here, and let's think about this carefully. On hard mode, you start with only 10 grand, so let's do that. But I don't like all of this nonsense. I want to do a thing where we can have, like, computer simulated reverts. So we can build a craft, we can test it, and then we can revert. Quick loading allows you to do quick saves in the midst, and you can revert back to a quick save in the middle of a mission if you, like, screw up something. That's cheaty McGee. We're not going to do that, but I would like to be able to revert. So we can test out airplanes and stuff before we kill Kerbals, because we're going to play such that you know, when Kerbals die missing crews, they are not going to respawn. When our Kerbals die this time, they're dead forever. We're also going to play such that once your scientists come up with an idea or they discover a potential science, you then have to pay money to develop that science. Okay, so there is an entry cost going to be required. Very difficult times. I'm going to start with very little funds, but I mean, why? How come resource abundance so low? I don't know much about the resource system. I can't, and I definitely want all my science. They're not taking that. I want all my things at 100%. Just 100. Just like what it's supposed to be. Just 100%. 100%, 100%, 100%. Funds, penalties, why? 100%, everything at 100%. Stop trying to ruin my life. All right, we start with $10,000. We can do simulations, if you will, to test new craft and make sure that they'll launch properly. After that, we're on our own. We get, you know, normal difficulty on everything. We got reheating, we got resources, we got science rewards, funds, reputation, penalties, and reputational pens. Starting reputation, blah, blah, blah. Acceptamundo. Okay, Jeb's Junkyard, I think we're ready to go. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got, looks like a dirt runway. Very good, very good. We got, ooh, looks like a burn mark in the ground over here. Something happened. I clicked it. Hey, again, this is a tracking station. Very good, tracking station. We're gonna want that. Tracking station, good. This I guess R&D. Ha ha ha. R&D. What do we start with now? Man, this looks all different. Everything's different. Everything's in different places. There's a lot more here than used to be. Wow, I wonder how many parts they added. Let's see. Okay, we'll let you guys know. I do have, and I will show you how I did it. I've installed Kerbal Engineer for a very specific reason, which you will see. And I've also installed McJeb for a very specific reason, which you will see. We are not going to use either of those to cheat. We're going to use those because it just makes, well, Kerbal Engineer makes my life easier because I use up less pen and paper, which costs me money in real life. And McJeb is going to help us make money in ways in the future, but we will not be using those Cheetah McGee. We're gonna play it by the story. All right? Can you click on? You can see which things you can unlock. What? That's new. That's new. Oh man, this guy's still all the way at the end. Ooh. Ooh. That'll be tough. We can get there. We'll get there. Let's go and check out the old missions. Missions. That's what we need. We need a mission to get started. Launch our first vesicle. The chief bookkeeper patent world first recording society fell real on the fence. We'd like to officially start the space program with a bang, a very controlled bang, preferably. Launch your first vesicle off the launch pad or the runway to achieve this goal. Achieve goal. Incomplete. Very good. I get $5 grand. That's like 50% what I got already. Plus $2,000. I get $7,000. I'm doubling my money. Oh. I didn't select all these. I can do this? I didn't select them. They're just automatically in here, I guess. Well, that's cool. I like it. Goo. We got goo. Strap a couple goos in here, like old school. The goo is smaller. The goo is smaller. Oh, that is so nice. How much does it weigh? Oh my gosh. It doesn't weigh anything anymore. They fixed it. Oh, thank you, squad. I much appreciate it. See, here's our Kerbal engineer. We're not going to use that just yet. When we do come to use that, I will show you how I got it. Here's where we're going to place it. We're going to call this, what shall we call it? Let me ask my daughter. What are we going to call this ship? Milk Face. Aha. And if you click on here, you can make a little description. Used to gather some quick sciences off the surface of Kerbal. I like these little things. They help you remember your setup for your spacecraft. Not very useful yet, but later in the game will be very, very fancy, and we will want that. Want that, we will. Very good. Let us launch. We should be able to right-click on that, and you see this little menu that pops up. Holy cow. Little menu. Get off. Get off. Get off. Right-click on it. Little menu pops up. Says the state of the pod. Operational, so it's still got power. Reaction wheels are set to idle. If I use them, it'll say they're running. Control from here. Yes, we are. Rename the vessel. You can rename it any time. Toggle torque, which would turn the reaction wheels off. And a crew report, which allows us to do some science from inside the pod, which is what we're going to do now. I record the crew's assessment of the situation from the launch pad. It tells you where you took it, and it tells you what happened, and it tells you the size of the data. Some data is bigger than others, which comes in handy knowing that later. And we're going to recover 1.5 science. If we transmit it, we'll also get 1.5 science. So we're just going to keep that data there. Pop old Jebediah out, and he is now hovering gently over the surface. He can also take EVA reports. Most precarious situation. This is worth 5 science. I will keep that data. I will also take the data that was in my pod, and I will stick that back in there. I can hit the space bar, and I will let go of the door of my pod, which I shouldn't have done, but I did. I can take an EVA report from the ground here, worth 2.4 science. Very good. I will keep that, and I will store it in my pod. And I will climb back up, climb back up, climb back up, and get back in. Get back in. B for board. Now I'm back in. Very good. Now we've already got 3 science thingies in here. If we use the reaction wheels, I'm holding Q to do roll. You'll see, you tap Q, you'll see the little roll gizmo over here. Begin to do things. You can actually roll around KSC, Kerbal Space Center, in your little pods like this. I forgot to take some goo. Observe mystery goo. From the launch pad, 3 science. I will keep that data. If you click this little gas tank up here, it tells you all of the fuel that you have on your spaceship. We don't have any liquid fuel or anything like that for a rocket, but we do have some electric charge, and this helps us keep a little eyeball out on how much electric charge we're using while we're doing our little roving around KSC like this. Oh, very nice, very nice. It can be a little tricky. if you do it right, you can move to different parts of KSC and take a couple more of those crew reports and maybe another goo report and earn a little bit of quick science so you can buy some things before you do your first mission. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all this. I will probably die, and fast forward all this, and then I guess meet you guys back at KSC when I've got all my science. Now, very bad, very poor judgment on my part, but it'll be fine. Okay, so when you're all done with your mission, you recover vessel and wow, we are back here at KSC looking down from above. Let's see, we got crew reports that we took, we've got the EVA reports that we took, we got the mystery goo that we took, and you'll see here it tells you how much data and the value of the data. Now, depending on where you are in the in the solar system here, or Kerbal system, Kerbal Sun. Actually, their sun I think is still called Sun, so it's still solar system. Depending on where you are, the data value here will change. So the amount of data would be the same, and then you have your data value, and thus your total science achieved. So you can see here things that are, you know, larger numbers with a higher data value, closer to 1, you get a larger amount of science. So keep that in mind. These are set values depending on where you are when you take the science. This value is also mitigated by the way you receive the science. Crew reports and EVA reports will always transmit 100% of their data. Nothing else in the game will, unless you recover it all the way back to Kerbal. So, very important. So, a total of 30 science in our bank account now. Very good. And we recovered our parts. We got 98% of the value because we were at the VAB instead of on the launch pad or on the runway. If you're on the launch pad or the runway, you actually get 100% of the value, but we got most of it back, so no big loss there. Part value, 570 cents. I got some funds back. Great job. We are now infinitely wealthy, and Jebediah Kerman also gained some experience. And we also completed a mission, which was to recover some scientific data, which gave us 10 extra science. Yes, and some prestige. Now we can go back into here and say, now these things only cost 5 science apiece. We could probably purchase both of these. Let's see what's inside. Engineering, got a MK1 cockpit. I don't think that will be very useful to us right now. Science Junior, that might be nice. Communitron, very important. A separator, stack decoupler. Oh, very nice. And it looks like maybe the ejection force has been changed. Maybe not. I can't remember. No fuel cross feed. Interesting. So that'll cost, so we'll research this, and then that will cost 1,200 bucks. Up here we have a liquid fuel engine. Very nice. We have the RT-10 hammer, solid fuel booster, and we also have a fuel tank. Okay. That's all very well and good. I could probably buy those now, but I'd like to see how far out we can get. I think I can grab some more science if I start over here. So I'm going to do that, maybe off camera or in fast forward, and then see how much total science we can get. And then we got to do our first mission, because I don't think we need anything to do that. We just have to launch a first vessel. So we'll do that instead. So let me grab some quick science over here, and then I'll meet you back when we're ready to launch. Okay, as you can see, I was able to grab just a couple more science there. Let's go do our first mission with just the very first bare minimal parts that we've got here. Let's see, what do we need to do? Achieve goal, launch a vessel. So that's all we have to do is launch something. So let's get our command pod. We'll put Jebediah or someone else in. Let's get someone else in there. Who else can we put in there? Valentina's a pilot. Let's put her in there. Valentina, the first Female Kerbal in space. Very nice. Good job for her. We're all so proud. Idea. Let's call this something. We shall call this our first launch. Very good name for a ship. Let's go. And we got Valentine in there. Valerie? Valina? What's her name? Valentina Kerman. Very good. Nice to meet you, Valentina. I'm sure you're just as pleased. Let us launch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Ready, set, go. Hit spacebar. Got an altitude record. Is it giving me more quests as I go? Altitude record. It is! Alright. I guess that's it. There's probably no more. Can I get any more mystery goo? I don't think there's anything else I can get. Maybe a little bit. Recover vesicle. Good job, Val. You deserve a medal. Alright. So now we've got even more science. We got some mystery goo while flying. We got some mystery goo on the launch pad. We survived a flight. We got science for surviving. We got a crew report while flying over Kerbal shores. Very good. We got lots of science now. And we recovered our vessel, and we got 100% because we landed at the launch pad or at the airstrip. You get 100% back. So everything that we didn't get, although you do not get your fuel back, obviously. The cost of fuel that you burn, that's gone. That was not recovered. So, but all the parts that you bring back are back. Fuel and monopropellant, which we don't have any yet. Valentina gained an experience, very good. Total reputation 30. We've now got 61 science and 100 grand, and that's going to bring us to phase 2 of our plans for world domination. Let's see. I guess we could get some more quests, right? More quests? Those are already active. So I gotta go 450 meters per second, 5,000 meters, so 7.5 kilometers. I can do. Do I get stuff for this? I get 10 grand for doing nothing. 2,800, 6,000. I get money for doing Jack Diddley Squizzot. Escape the atmosphere. We might be able to pull that off. I don't know. I don't think so. Not with our current kit. We're gonna have to buy some stuff. So our quest now is escape the atmosphere. Okay. We are definitely gonna need some fuel and an engine to do that. Decouplers would be good. Let's get that. Okay, so I've purchased it. I clicked on it and I clicked purchase. There's another icon here. Be careful about kicking this, because if you click this, it will now purchase all of the items in here, and they have a special fee. So you have now had your scientists discover that they can do something. Now you've got to invest the money into the R&D for it. So for them to actually develop a prototype of the part that they believe that they can make. That's how I imagine this. So if you want them to develop all this, go ahead and click this. If you only want certain things, then only buy the certain things. Right now, we're not making airplanes. I don't really want that. That's $4,200 I can save, so I'm not going to buy it. I do want this antenna. And I do want this stacked coupler. And I do want this Science Junior. I am not going to buy that cockpit because I don't need it. Basic rocketry. We definitely want some of that, right? We need some rockets in our lives. I'm going to go ahead and... We need a fuel tank. We can get a stronger booster. Stronger booster would be good. It looks like it has 3 times the fuel of the small one. The Flea, 100 fuel versus 300 fuel. Yeah, so this is a much more powerful booster. Well, 3 times more powerful, I should say. So that's good to note. If you look at the thrust on it, let's see. Maximum thrust atmospheric. You would be using it atmospheric. ASL, thrust ASL. It says 210. Alright, on this one it says 179, so not too far apart. Let's go ahead and buy all of that. That could be important. Over here we have heat shields, very important. That's something we could get. If we're going to be going out of the atmosphere and coming back in, we definitely might want to get some heat shields. Landing struts might be nice. Parachute. I like all these things. And a service bay. Oh, very good. Well, let us... Sir, what the heck is that? It's new. Heat-resistant service bay, ideal for protecting delicate instruments or stowing small service components such as RCS, tanks, batteries, etc. I want it! Give me all of that. I liked all of that stuff. Alright, general rocketry. Do we need this? Do we need this in our lives right now? Swivel engine. Ooh, thrust vectoring engine. That might be nice. This one can thrust vector gimbal. Gimbal's what you're looking at, 3 degrees. What's the gimbal on the other one? None. None gimbal. Ooh, so you're reliant. Oh, I don't even know how you would steer the craft. We might want this. We're going to want this a lot, I believe. I have a feeling. What we have here, a radial decoupler. I don't know if we need any of this stuff yet. I'm going to hold off and buy it as we need it. I don't remember seeing this part before. Is it because I chose Jebediah as my flag? I got a special part? It must be. This must be new. Is it because I chose Jebediah? If you know, please let me know in a comment or video or insult or whatever you might have for me. Please let me know. So let's stick it on here and see what we get. Okay. This is my Kerbal Engineer. I believe that I will have a short tutorial on how to install this at the end of the episode if you don't know how to install Kerbal Engineer. This little window up here is not part of the standard game, but it will feature all sorts of very, very useful information about your spacecraft that you would otherwise have to do calculations. And I will show you how to do those right now. This engine, you see the thrust? 200, right? Then you click down here and you see this little wrench. It says parts and mass. Your mass is 3.8 tons. You can use your 200 kilonewtons of thrust and your 3.8 tons to calculate the thrust to weight ratio of your vessel. Now, the weight of the vessel will change as you burn fuel, and you'll see the thrust to weight ratio increases. Again, it becomes hard to calculate that. You do need to know a little bit of calculus if you would like to create a curve for your craft, and it is very frustrating and very annoying, which is why it's wonderful to have this. Another thing that it also does is tells you how many seconds of burn, and you can determine your ISP by seconds of burn and thrust to weight, and that will give you, I'm sorry, not your ISP, your delta V, your seconds of burn, your thrust to weight, and that will give you your delta V, or your change in velocity, the total change in velocity. There is a set velocity number that you will need in order to get into orbit around the planet. So it is good to know that you have enough change in velocity stored within your ship in order to get you there. We're not trying to get into orbit, we just want to get out of the atmosphere, and 283 meters per second is not nearly enough to do such things as these. So, we will need more fuel, correct? Add more fuel. Lost control! Lost control! Lost control. You know what? Those fins could be good. Here, I've got an idea. We're going to try to land this. We need fins. We're going to try to land this. Since we did not say, hey, I got something. I set an altitude and stop. Ugh. This is a bad day for Kerbal kind. Not being able to control is not good. Okay, we got to do something. These parts aren't doing the trick. We need this thrust vectoring engine. That thrust vectoring will enable us to continue pointing in the directions we wish to go. So I'm going to research this, and I'm going to purchase these parts. I'm going to purchase all of them. Very good. And we still have stuff. So this is all very well and good. Ooh, that would be nice to have. That would be very nice to have. Okay. Let's go back in here. We're going to revise our ship. Make it a little bit more efficient and cost effective. Less parts, less things to go wrong. I think we'll find that is a much better idea. Very good. Good. Actually have gone way higher than I needed to go and consumed much more fuel than I actually needed to, which is very, very good. The numbers may have changed as to what you need to do. That's bad. Very bad things have happened. 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 I think we lost our chutes. I think we lost our chutes. Very bad things have happened. Our Kerbal's gonna die. He's dead. Our Kerbal's gonna die. And he is dead. We've killed a Kerbal. Jebediah, goodbye. It has been nice knowing you. We'll never see you again. Goodbye. Dang it. I must pick Jeb's Junkyard. That's where I fly. Jebediah Kerman, the leader and the best, finest Kerbal man you'll ever see. Jeb runs a junkyard and in his spare time makes the spacecraft fly. Alright, so see, we're inside here. I got Jebediah Kerman as my crew member today. And I think he's in the top one, I believe. Great job. We are now infinitely wealthy. And Jebediah Kerman also gained some experience. We have killed a Kerbal. Jebediah, goodbye. It has been nice knowing you. We'll never see you again. In the event that you kill a very famous and indestructible Kerbal, as I have just done, you may find the need to hire a new one. The next hire will cost 51,800 funds. Ferbert Kerman, you're in, and you're wearing white. Pilots provide assistance in flying the vessel. Thank you. Thank you very much. Maybe we should do a practice. A practice. We're going to call this a... No, that's stupid. Why practice? You just launch. You just launch and you kill Kerbals. That's what the game's all about. Load up something. Cool trick. You click here, and you say something, and you say you want Ferbert to be in it, and then you can say launch right there. 3, 2, 1, go! The second that we pop out of the atmosphere, we're going to go ahead and cut the engines so that we can make sure our re-entry will not be as heated as it was. I think that's all that it was. We just went so high, we went 270 something, and that was just too much, too much. So here we go, we're almost there. Keep an eye on it. 75 should do the trick. Okay, or 76 will be fine. Plenty of fuel. Go ahead and we can do some of that science that we lost when our ship blew up to smithereens and we lost all that money. Hit the chutes. We slow down. The chutes did not burn up. The chutes are fine. Everything is A-OK. Ferbert Kerman is going to land on the ground and be just fine. Ladies and gentlemen, just fine. Something happened. I probably blew up KSC. It's fine. It's no big deal. Bada bing. And let's see if I can't... Can I roll it? Can I roll it over? No, I can't. We are good. Alright, well, there you have it. There you have it. I could probably squeak out a little bit of science here. Take data. Store it. Could do an EVA. Flying over the grassland. Board. And I can do a crew report. And get report from the grassland. Ha ha ha! Grab a little extra science there. Recover vessel. Oh, look at the science we got on that. We got 86.6 science earned on that mission. Very, very good. Very good. We got plenty of funds. Lots of funds. He gained an experience point. The world is a better place for the things that we have done. I think this is a good place to leave it. We will spend some science and some money on the next go-round when we come back for episode 2. Mr. High Llama plays Kerbal Space Program like a boss. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Hey guys, this is Mr. High Llama, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click like and subscribe right underneath the window, and leave a comment too. I want to hear what you have to say, good or bad. Give it to me straight. And tune in next time when we play some more video games, just on a different day.